And so here we've got number of production runs, quality tests performed, shipping orders processed. Those are all the causes, the drivers, the activities that we're going to be using. And then here they give us the activity levels for each of those for both the high grade and the standard cassettes, and then give us the total. Okay? So far so good? Okay. So that's to help us do that information. So let's do, what I want to do is do number 2 first and then do number 1 second. So number 2 hopefully should fit in at the bottom of page, in your notes at the bottom of page 196. We'll do number 2 first, and then we'll do number 1 second. So 2A, how much of the overhead will be assigned to each product if direct labor cost had been used to allocate overhead? Mr. Hutchinson, after all that talking, it is now your turn. What do you think we need to do? Good? Good. Actually, if I were saying that with confidence and not asking a question, I would say, good, right? Not, good? Good. You know, I mean, you folks are kind in that you kind of spread out the courtesy laughs. They don't all come from the same individual. You know, some people found that, you know, some of the older courtesy laughs didn't find that quite as funny. And so I got courtesy laughs from other places that time. What formula do you think we need to do? We're going to apply what we need to do. We need to, how much of the overhead will be assigned? Another word you could use there is applied. So how much of the overhead will be applied to each product of direct labor?
Find out what PDOR is.
Yes, we do. And what's the formula we need?
Estimated manufacturing overhead over.
And so I'm just going to write it as manufacturing overhead divided by activity. And if you want to mentally think of this is, you know, quote unquote PDOR. It's not truly PDOR. It's kind of quote unquote PDOR because we're not really using estimated stuff. We're using actual information. Very good. Can you give me a number, Brandon?
880,000.
880,000 what?
Dollars.
And where does that go?
On top.
Okay.
US dollars.
US dollars. Ooh. Okay, what goes underneath? Brett? And then just read the sentence, 2A. It'll tell you what the activity is.
How much is it? Your direct labor?
Cost. Direct labor cost, not direct labor hours, direct labor cost. Okay? How much?
You want total?
Yes, I do. I want total. 480,000 what?
Dollars.
Thank you, sir. Math, please. Miss Plankers, do you have your calculator? She did a better job today. Heidi, do you have it calculated already? 1.83. And it's really 1.83333333333333333333, right? And then tack on a couple more after the end of that, and then you're good. So that's 1.83 what, Cody? It is the PDOR, but it's 1.83 what? Tony?
Direct labor dollars?
Direct labor dollars?
Hours.
Hours? Dollars?
Yeah, dollars.
Dollars. Aubrey, what do you think it is? Cody, do you have it now? Usually, if I ask somebody else, then it makes it easier for the first person I asked to answer the question. Aubrey?
Well, I like the 183%.
Oh, you like that. That's not what Dr. Fessler likes, though, does he? I'm sorry?
I don't know what you like.
I told you which one I like a little better. But this is that is an accurate statement. What Aubrey said is an absolutely correct answer. Scott? Hot text message? Yes, he's now stuffing the phone back in his pocket. What do you got for me? You were distracted. Don't let your phone distract you like that. Mr. Newland, what's the other way to say that?
I really don't know.
Why not?
Sorry.
Why don't you know? Pamela, do you know? Pamela. $1.83 per direct labor dollar. Okay. There's two ways to write it. I personally kind of find it helpful to think about it the second way. Aubrey finds it better to think about it the first way. And they're both right. So will there be a test question asking you which one Dr. Fessler prefers? Absolutely not. If you can get the right answer, you get the right answer, and you get it correct.
Easy test question. I'd be happy with that.
Why do you remember that more so than, what's a debit?
I never watched it.
So now, what do we need to do? We need to allocate the overhead to each product. So how many products do we have, Christy?
3, 2.
How many?
I don't know.
How many fingers do you need to hold up?
Standard and high grade.
Standard and high grade. Very good. Standard and high grade, right? And so we want to allocate manufacturing overhead there. Okay? So far so good? Piece of cake, walk in the park. Easy as falling off a log, is it not, Christy?
It is.
It is. So what formula are we going to use now, Angie?
Would you do like the $1.83 times, well, we don't have the number of units now.
Do we, though?
For each.
Because what's the activity? Do we need...
The activity number,
Well, what formula do we need to use? What was the word that I helped out, where'd he go? Matthew, way back in the day, what word did I give him in place of the word assigned, applied? So does that ring any bells with regard to formulas?
actual or PDOR.
Yeah.
Or PDOR.
Applied manufacturing overhead equals PDOR times actual. Activity. Okay? PDOR times actual activity. Okay. So we need that formula, David. What are you going to give me to do? Sadie, am I unusually boring today? Yeah, there we go. That's a good start. $1.83 times something. $1.83 times something. So in order to allocate overhead to those two products, we need $1.83 times something. What in words? What's the activity in words? Direct labor costs. Do we have direct labor costs somewhere that it's split between the two product lines? Yes, we do, don't we? David, do you see that? Now you do. Carrie, can you help us out?
What do you want?
Some numbers to write down.
3 times the $348,000.
That would be one of the things I want. Yes. Do you have it calculated?
Yeah, I was working on it.
You was working on it until I rudely interrupted her. She was busy learning, and the professor.
636,840.
Are you asking me or telling me?
That's what I have. 636,840.
That I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. You probably said it right, and I probably wrote it down wrong.